with important local coverage. This is KCOI 12 Central Coast News at 5 o'clock.
We're following developing news out of Santa Maria, where a Phillips 66 oil pipeline leaked. Here's what we know so far. The pipeline is 6 inches and is located on California Boulevard between Foster Road and Union Valley Parkway, just inside the Santa Maria city limits. It began leaking last night just before 10 o'clock.
The pipeline was shut down shortly after the spill was discovered. Officials estimate about a barrel was spilled by the time it was shut off. That's about 42 gallons of oil. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Hennessy.
And I'm Paula Lopez. Right now, crews are on the scene cleaning up the underground leak. The oil seeping up from a pipeline below.
It's happening in South Santa Maria near the juvenile courthouse. We have team coverage of this event. Juanita Adame has reaction from those near the spill. But first, we begin with Natalie Tavidian, who's been on the story from the beginning. Natalie, what can you tell us?
Scott, we've been out here since around 11 this morning, and I talked to representatives with Phillips 66. They tell us that they responded right away and they shut off the pipeline as soon as they heard about the spill. Now, earlier today, the closer I got, the worse the smell got. And with the wind blowing right now, we could still smell it. But officials with Phillips 66 tell us that this is not a hazard to people's health for people who live or work in this area. Crews used shovels to dig up the oil that oozed into the soil from an underground pipe on California Boulevard. It was shut down almost immediately.
We discovered a small amount of oil on the sidewalk across the street behind me.
Janet Grothy with Phillips 66.
We don't like to have anything spill.
She estimates less than 1 barrel was cleaned up from the surface.
And 1 barrel is 42 gallons.
Phillips 66 says someone passing by saw the oil on the sidewalk and called for help. The state fire marshal and Phillips 66 are trying to figure out why the oil leaked out.
Now they're excavating to get to the pipe, and once they get to the pipe, they can identify what the cause was.
Grothy says despite the strong oil smell, Phillips 66 says it's monitoring the air and people shouldn't worry.
And we have not recorded any off-site consequences associated with this.
Now, the pipeline, we just heard from Phillips 66, they tell us that it runs from the pipe station in Orchid and goes through Arroyo Grande. The latest we have right now is the workers behind me. They've dug about 4 feet. They have gotten to the pipeline, but they are still investigating the cause as to why it started leaking. Live in Santa Maria, Natalie Tavidian, KCOI 12 Central Coast News.